much time to watch the stuff that I've done recently, which kind of sucks because I really, really like a lot of the shows. Like, I'll watch some of it like when it comes up online, you know, like at the Funimation portal thingy. I'll try and watch a couple episodes and relive moments. But I guess it's easier to hear myself now because I've had to direct myself, and so I feel like I'm better about not beating myself up, and also I just know what I'm doing a lot more now, so I don't have as many like moments of I should have done like this or I should have done like this. Since I've been doing it so much longer now, it's a little easier to know while I'm in the food that I should do it that way. And what was your second question?
Well, the second question is my best friend is working in the art alley and he couldn't be here. He asked me to give you something.
Oh. So it's not really a question.
It's art.
Oh, yeah.
So that was for you.
Oh my god, it looks so pretty. Oh, cool. What's his name?
His name is Jacob Otaku.
Well, tell Jim that he is awesome. And thank you. Did he do this?
Yes, he did this. He's an artist, a professional artist.
He made me look really hot. That's awesome. Yeah, well, tell him I said thank you so much. That's awesome. And he's very talented. Who has not asked the question?
With working on Romeo and Juliet, how was shifting back and forth from the sort of more Shakespearean, very flowy language lines to more modern lines? I saw part of the stuff, and it was cool. I don't know how it sounded in Japanese exactly, modern or not modern, but it all sounded interesting language. But what was really cool about it was
Yeah, they kind of did, but I feel like Towson and his team did such a good job, though it did sort of flip back and forth. To me, while I was acting it, I don't know how it came across, but while I was acting it, it felt very seamless. Like, I mean, there were obviously some lines that were more Shakespearean than others, but I felt like it flowed really easily. Like, I thought it was, I love the scripts for Romeo and Juliet. I thought they did such an amazing job, especially considering that they could fit any of the Shakespearean language in at all, like when they're having to match the flaps. Like, I thought that was brilliant. They're brilliant. I love them.
On the note of someone mentioned something about hurting your voice with the character, that reminds me, Priscilla from Claymore is probably one of the scariest things I've ever heard in my life, in a good way. How long were you able to go with that particular? I mean, that sounds like that would really hurt. So I was just wondering, I mean, is there anything special you had to do in order to keep that up, or?
It was incredibly painful. So painful. I mean, I just couldn't do it for more than 2 hours at a time. And even in the 2 hours, I had to take a lot of breaks. Like, it was really hard. I mean, I'm the kind of person that's all about vocal health, and I love playing Priscilla. It was so much fun, but honestly, I was glad that much. But when she was in it, she made such an awesome appearance that I was like, yeah, totally worth it. But yeah, no, if that was a character that had a lot of lines and always spoke like that, I would break down.
Yeah.
Because it would completely destroy. But because she was fairly short-lived, I mean, I think her first appearance and everything, when she does all that, like, I think I only recorded a total 5 or 6 hours on it, and it was split over like 3 days.
Right.
And then the last part of it was just, we did it all in one session, because there wasn't as much of the growling as whenever she comes back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the growling is that.
Well, it was absolutely terrifying. It's very scary.
Other questions? You.
When it comes to the chopper, it's two things. One, is it hard to get the naivety and comical sense of him, and at the same time, what's the different part of being chopper?
Is it hard to get the naivety and the
And
comical
sense.
part sense of him? Not really, because although Chopper can be really dumb sometimes, I mean, he's a doctor. Like, he's still really smart in other ways, which I kind of feel like I am. So I sort of relate to that. Like, there are certain things that I'm really, really, really stupid about. And then I'm a genius at other things. So I kind of understood him on that
Countdown.
Other question? Okay, you have to ask one. Wait, no, okay, yeah. Let's start Carol.
Do you love Carol?
I do love Carol. Tamama loves him a lot more. A lot more. Unhealthy, so.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's not really but I guess when he starts wanting to kill people because of it, that's the healthy part.
Mhm.
Yeah. But, I mean, on a real level, yeah, I love Carol. And Todd does an awesome job. I love Todd as that part. And that's probably one of my favorite. That and Watch VP in Pollock are my two favorite parts that Todd has ever done. Yes.
Were you into anime before you got into anime voice acting? And is this kind of something to see yourself continuing on as far as being an actor? Or are you going to try to branch into this stuff?
I actually was a fan of anime before I started voicing it. I wasn't like that hardcore. Like I didn't even know about like conventions and stuff. But I would watch stuff on Adult Swim and on Toonami, like Big O, Gundam Blade, all that kind of stuff. And I had always wanted to do voice acting since I was little. And when I realized that Funimation was in Texas, where I lived, I was like, oh my god, totally meant to be. And then what was the rest of the question?
No, yeah, it's just what you kind of, are you pretty comfortable doing this? And what you
Oh, if I want to branch out, right?
Or yeah, if you want to branch out into some
I do want to branch out into other stuff. I've been doing more on-camera stuff like with the GameStop television listing thing. And I've done some like independent films. And I do want to do more on-camera work, but I'll never stop voice acting. I love voice acting, and
Yay.
it's kind of what pays the bills. So I have no choice in the matter. But yeah, no, acting is definitely what I want to do, and be it for voice acting or film, or if stage actually paid anything. I miss stage. It's such a time suck and okay. But yeah, no, acting, I will always be an actor. Yes.
Yeah, are you thinking about going into video games like lobbies, like making or mainly?
I've actually done a lot of video games already, and I like those the most, to be honest, because they're so easy and so fun, and they pay a lot more than anime. But yeah, no, I love video games, and I most recently I did Borderlands. I was Mad Moxie in Borderlands. But yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. I actually, whenever I did Final Fantasy Fables, the Chocobo's Dungeon, and I played the Moogle. And I got to go to LA for that. And I also worked a little bit on Street Fighter 4, just like did like various characters. And I think I was there for something. I think I was there for Expo. I think I was there for Anime Expo, or maybe something else. I was in LA for some reason other than like working on my game. And then Taliesin was the one who was directing. Taliesin and John Clement were directing it. And they were like, "Oh, hey, you're in town. You want to do some bits for me?" And I was like, "Yes, thank you." You had your hand over.
Back on the subject of college, did you enjoy doing Maru?
I'm Mora.
Sorry. These are always together, and then
Well, what's funny is that sometimes I wonder if I did switch the names, because a lot of people keep telling me that I'm Mario, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm Moro. I'm the pink-haired one, whichever one that is.
That's Moro.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay. So wait, what was the question?
Did you enjoy doing her?
Yeah, no, I thought that was a lot of fun.
Especially caught around.
I thought it was more fun directing Molly. I directed the movie in the first 8 episodes, and the only reason I left the project was because the second season of School Rumble came out, and School Rumble was a baby, and I wasn't about to let anybody else touch that show. So, but Monica took over, and she did a great job. But I really wish I could have been at 2 places at once. In that instance, like I really would have loved to have been able to finish that show out. But yeah, no, Laura was a lot of fun, and it was fun to play opposite Leah Clark again, because she's one of my best friends, and we play opposite each other a lot. So it was fun to do that. And they're just really random all the time. Background, so that's always fun. You.
Kind of going off that, have you ever been in a situation where you're directing yourself on a show, and how does that tend to work itself out?
I have directed myself on I think every show I've ever directed. It sucks.
Aw.
It's really hard. I got better at it, but the first time that I did it was in, I guess it was Moon Phase. And, it's kind of terrifying, especially when you first start out directing. It's just, you don't really feel, I don't know, I just didn't know how to properly judge myself or to properly gauge if I was doing well or not. I eventually figured it out. Because you learn just by, honestly, just by messing up a lot. And I would, be like, there was something that I did in School Rumble was Mikoto that I was like, yeah, that was brilliant. That was really good. Oh my god, that was so good. And then a colleague who was my producer was like, yeah, it's really boring. You need more energy. And then I went back and watched it and I was like, oh yeah, that definitely sucked. That was horrible. But yeah, it's just by trial and error. Sometimes you have to put something out there that you think is good, and then you go back and watch and think, oh god, what was I thinking? But you learn from that mistake, which is why especially when I first started directing, I always went back, after a couple months, and try and rewatch what I had done to sort of learn from my mistakes. You in the far back.
How did you discover your voice for Chopper?
How did I discover my voice for Chopper? That's a really good question, because I have no idea.
Oh.
It just kind of came out. Honestly, because whenever we did the audition, they were trying to get us to match the Japanese. And so it was partially that and partially trying to make it my own at the same time. So it was influenced a lot by Japanese seiyuu. And honestly, I don't know. It's funny because whenever I did it, Mike McFarland, who's the producer on the show, was just kind of like, where did that come from? I've never heard you do that, ever. What is that? I don't know. It was magic. No, I don't know. I guess I just love, sometimes you luck into a voice. They'll ask you to do something that you're not expecting, and then you do something that you don't expect. So that's kind of how that happened.
I'd just like to say that you have an amazing singing voice. So,
Aww.
going to the opening ceremony, when we terrorized or pranked Tatum, what was it that you left in his refrigerator? And
Oh, what was it that I left in his refrigerator?
and also, was that your greatest prank that you ever pulled on him, or is there something else that you feel like was your masterpiece?
The breaking into the house was definitely the greatest prank that I've ever pulled on him. Okay. Here's how it went down. I just have to tell the whole story.
Would.